Hey everybody, Logan here, and today we have what could possibly be the greatest Switch controller of all time. Possibly. But I bet you guys are saying, it doesn't have Hall Effect. Okay, I understand Hall Effect is the term of the year, is the buzzword, buzz phrase, right? Because it's two words, but whatever. Everybody wants Hall Effect joysticks. Not every controller is going to have them right now. Maybe this brand will have them in the future. But as of right now, for $29.99, you get something that is on par, if not above, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, above the standard Switch Pro controller. And that is the 8Bitdo Ultimate C wireless controller. So this is their Bluetooth controller, which works for the Switch. This is designed, as you can see, specifically for the Switch. And I got the orange one. I wanted the blue, but the blue was not available for some reason, like a month or two. So they were all sold out, whatnot. I got the orange, which is fine. Which is fine. The other one was a pink, but I decided to go with the orange and the C controller. I'm not sure why they call it C. Maybe colors. That's what I'm thinking, possibly. If you guys are familiar with them, they have the ultimate line of controllers. I currently have the black one. They've also released, if I'm not mistaken, white, as in recently red and blue too. But I had already purchased the black, and I also have the Famicom Anniversary Edition, but those are significantly more expensive. They're around $69.99 a piece, standard price, and they do come with a charger dock that you just put it on. And I decided, maybe that's not the right thing for everybody. A $70 controller, especially in these economic times, and people want, good quality at a good valuable price. Could this really be it? $29.99. You can sometimes find them on sale for a little less, but $29.99 is the going price. Could it really be all that, like the Ultimate one, but for only $29.99? Let's find out. Okay, at least stayed in the frame that time. Okay, the 8Bitdo Ultimate C Bluetooth controller for Nintendo Switch. And before people ask, it says Nintendo Switch. You know how many people ask in the videos when I say, it's for Nintendo Switch, it's made for Nintendo Switch, but does it work for PC? Why won't it work on my iPad? I'm like, Nintendo Switch. Switch. Just a Switch. So, with that out of the way, these are designed specifically with the Nintendo Switch in mind. So, and one thing that I noticed, and I forgot to point this out in a lot of my other videos, these require Switch firmware 3.0 and above. So remember that one. But we're looking at a 500 milliamp battery. It does come with a 1 meter USB cable, which is not long at all. Bluetooth, wired USB, you can use both, and it is in orange. Now, it doesn't come with any other fancy accessories like the standard Ultimate, but at this price, if you want one of these controllers without it being wired, because they do have the wired, I have the wired option for the Xbox, which I think is one of my top tier controllers of the year. I might do a video on that. I was thinking about doing my choice for controllers of the year, controller of the year award. So, but with that being said, let's keep opening. Nothing else in there. That's orangey-ish Type-C controller, so short, really just meant for charging. There we go. Come on, don't fight me. Okay. So you have your instruction booklet, which you can always throw to the side. And here we go. All right. So I like how they protect the sticks by putting the little foam things around them. And the buttons have that. Now, if you're looking at it, it is identical to the Ultimate controller minus programmable flappy paddles. So let's grab the Ultimate and take a look and see what the actual differences are. Alright, so here we go. As you can see, I have my black one right here and the orange one to the left. The black one I just took off the charge dock, that's why it's doing that. But if you look, oh, and I've added stick caps. I like my caps on the sticks. So, just by looking at them, they're very, very similar. But the controller indicators are on the front here. You have here and here, but profile buttons here. And you can switch between profiles for profile settings that you don't have on this one. Now, you also have induction charging here for the induction charger base that you can just put in and charge it. This one does not. This one has 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth, so you can use it on multiple devices and programmable back buttons. This one has none of that. Otherwise, if you look at the top, it's still the same. You have your light indicator, you have your sync button, your USB Type-C, and standard shoulder buttons. Sticks are identical. I will put caps on here just because I'm a guy who uses those. Don't know why. I really got into those. So this is going to be very, very close to the Switch Pro controller. There's no crazy special features, no programmable back buttons, no induction. Everything is going to be plug to charge and whatnot. For $29.99, I think, in my personal opinion, this is a better deal than this. I'm not a big fan of programmable buttons in the back. That's my thing. I don't need it for Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz. I do not. So once I saw that this had come out, well, this came out after I got this, but I was like, could this be the one that really replaces everything for me? Now, one thing that none of these have is NFC. So you can't use your amiibos on it. So there's no tapping or anything like that where you get with the Switch Pro controller. So that is a big negative for it for a lot of people who still use amiibos in most of their games. Most people I know do not. They collect them or they will use them for games like Splatoon. Legend of Zelda is the one that I used it for, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But you also have the Smash Brothers and so on, and Smash Brother community is still really big. That being said, for $29.99, for this to be in blue, orange, and pink, you get 3 different options and every other feature you could want in a standard Switch controller, Switch Pro controller. I think this is fantastic. I love the feel, and I do like the fact that it doesn't have the buttons in the back. It just feels like a solid controller that anybody would love to use if they enjoy the Switch Pro controller. I think this is your best option if you don't care about NFC. I really do like these. No, they are not licensed by Nintendo. Maybe in the future they will be, but they have that epic D-pad where this is my favorite D-pad on any controller because it resembles the Super Nintendo D-pad. And that is the best D-pad of all time. Fight me. No, because you'll lose, because I'm right. So with that being said, I think it's time we sync it to the Switch and just see how it feels. If it feels just as good as this, I have a feeling it will. And, well, I guess that's all we need to know. And there we go. Wow. I didn't have to press a button or anything. That is the greatest connection I have ever seen. I turned on the light to see if there was power, pulled it in front of me, and bloop, it just automatically connected. That wins right there. People have asked me, bombarded me with questions on how to connect these to your Switch, even though I showed in videos. And they're like, how do I do it? This one, you don't even have to ask me. You just turn it on. put it on this screen, bam, good to go. Other ones you have to, wired ones you'll have to switch into wired pro controller mode. This one, you just hit the button and I went, bleep. You saw it. I didn't do anything before. All I did was set up my area. How amazing was that? Okay. So back here, let's try turtles like I normally do. Hey, you know what? I always do turtles. Let's just go with Contra. I don't know why I've been on a Contra kick lately, but I suck at Contra. Always have. Let's do Super Contra, Super C, Contra 3. That was Super Nintendo, right? Yeah. Let's do that. And like I said, I suck at Contra, but it's one of those games that I enjoy. Growing up, I never really had the patience for this. Ooh. Ooh, that D-pad feels really good. Ah, see, that's what I do all the time. Oh no! Ah, okay. So it feels great here. Now we're going to test some of the other functionality with a game like I always do, and that's Crisis. Okay, there we go. I know, wow, of course it starts me in the absolute darkest area. So I always do Crisis because it has pretty much all the visuals and effect cues and all that other great stuff for testing controllers. So just wish I wasn't in a dark area, but I think it works just fine. Now, one thing people always ask me, does it have gyro? I don't understand why people are so obsessed with gyro because I don't know anybody that uses it besides randos in comments. Like, I don't have a single friend that's ever used gyro in any game. I think Nick has used it in Splatoon, but that's like, I don't understand why. Motion controls are just, I hate motion controls. But hey, that's just me and all the people I know. But hey, I'm pretty sure there's a number of you out there in TV land or YouTube land. Remember TV land? Okay. That still use it. And hey, if you do, more power to you. So, there you go. Gyro. And it works just fine. So, there we go. That's just a quick test of all the features. Normally, I know I would do this big thing where play a little more, do all this other fancy stuff, but this was basically just to show you all the features that this has and all the questions that people usually ask. So no programmability, but it's still wireless, works for the Switch, pairs instantly, no back buttons, no induction charging, but you do have your Type-C. So the only thing you are really missing is the NFC. But for $29.99, I think this is your absolute best Switch controller that you can buy this year. If NFC really means that much to you, then I would suggest going with the Switch Pro. But to be honest, I think this is the best one on the market right now for this price. There are other companies that put out solid offerings, such as PowerA. PDP has some pretty good ones. A number of other companies out there. Surge has just recently put out a new one. But I think right now, for all the functionality and the price, this is my favorite. But if you don't want to spend as much, like I said, PDP and PowerA especially have put out solid offerings. If you want to spend around that $20 to $25 mark, you can always find it at that time. I covered one, a purple wired one, earlier this year from PowerA that was only $19.99. But for $10 more, this is your best, awesomest, ultimate, orangiest, as well as blue and pink option for your Switch. So it'll work on your Switch Lite, your Switch Standard, and your Switch OLED as well. And again, it is specifically for the Switch. The box says for the Switch. Is there a hack or some kind of something you can download? Maybe. I don't know. I don't touch those things. But for the Switch, this might just be your best bet. Go with this. 8Bitdo, you did it again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about this, drop it in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer whatever I can. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Make sure you tune in every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern for Ready to Start podcast. And like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.